Hello everyone, Johnny Hurricane here from GamersHeroes.com, and why don't you sit back, relax, and let me tell you about The Crew 2. Now let me just start off by saying I did play The Crew, the original Crew. Didn't play any DLC, expansions, whatever, just played the base game, so some of this stuff might not be new to everybody, but a lot of it is new to me. First thing I noticed about the game, you actually pick your own character. Previous Crew, you had your character made for you. There was some deep quote-unquote story, but this time not so much. You get to select a character from randomly generated characters and then you go. You can customize their outfits later, but unless you're on a bike you really don't see them that often, so it doesn't matter. I will say that the story in this game is much more shallow, but I think that actually benefits it. Here's the story. Race, get more fans, unlock new races, repeat. That's pretty much it. You are racing for this live event thing. It's not that deep, and really you don't have to worry about it to enjoy the game. The biggest change for me from the original Crew to the Crew 2 is switching in between the different vehicle classes. There's boats, there's planes, there's cars, there's bikes, there's trucks, heck, there's even monster trucks. I mean, they go all over the place. I think I saw a helicopter, but that was way down the line, so I don't have access to that yet. This is very important to me, because I'm not good at street racing. I think the first street race I got 8th out of 8. Still passed because I just had to finish the race. But once I got into the plane, once I got into the boat, and even the back road races, everything changed. I started enjoying the game a lot because I got to play how I like to play instead of being stuck in these tight corridors. There are instances where during the story, they automatically switch you to different classes of vehicle. So you might not always have the one you want. I've done like 2 of those so far. I think there might be 5 total in the game. Very few of them. Like I said, I am still early in it, but so far I do have to applaud the Crew 2 for really letting you play how you want to play. I haven't felt like stuck, like I can't progress because I can't beat this race. It has not happened like that so far. It's been like, okay, I don't like this race. I'm going somewhere else. And that's it. You can also explore the entirety of the US. The US that they made. It is a little jank. I live in Michigan. It does not look like Michigan on the map, but they did pretty well. You'll know where you're at for the most part. While you're exploring, you can take photos. Photos get you more fans and more money. It's actually pretty simple. There's probably about 100-ish in the game. Like I said, there's a lot to do. And on top of that, there are these random treasure boxes that seem to be on the ground. When you get close to them, your radar starts blinking a little bit, and when you're on the right track, it blinks faster, and if you're going the wrong way, it stops blinking. So you got to kind of follow the radar, and once you find the treasure, you get free gear for your car. If there's one thing I do got to complain about, the photo mode takes a few seconds to load. No, not a few, more like 10, and if you're doing the photo thing every time, it adds up real quick. Loading in takes time, loading out takes time. It's just photo mode. It shouldn't take that long to load. Now, I'm not a car buff. When I see a nice looking car, I'm like, oh, I want that kind of car. But I don't know about what's under the hood. I don't know the models and makes, all that stuff. That's it. Tons of choices in this game. In total, there are about 50 different companies in this game. Some of them only sell cars, but some of them sell boats, some of them sell planes, some of them sell bikes. There's a lot of different choices. Each car has their own stats, has their own handling, has their own top speeds, powers, all of that. And you can see it right from the selection screen. And if you're one of those guys that likes to drive it before you buy it, you can do test drives as well. So, obviously all of these cost a lot of money. I haven't bought a ton of cars. I think I've bought about 5 vehicles total, plus the ones you start with. And every time I've wanted to buy a vehicle, I've gone into the shop, looked at it, and been like, oh, no problem, I can afford it. Now, I don't buy the most expensive every time, but you earn money very quickly, and you can fast travel between races, which means if you're ever down some money, snap, 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 win a few races, earn yourself a little bit more cash, just buy the next car. So far from what we've played, the Crew 2 is a significant improvement on the original game. It starts off a little iffy, but if you give it some time, you will enjoy it. Check back soon for our full review. Later, Gators.